platform for networking and exchange of ideas, bringing together the best minds in retail.
So I think retail in India is emerging and is emerging very, very fast. A lot of international brands are coming in. I'm very happy to also see a lot of domestic brands coming up with new ideas, new concepts, new products. I think forums like this help a lot to each of us, to us as international brands, but also to a lot of Indian brands, because there is a lot of knowledge sharing. They are good speakers, and I think Franchise India has done a fantastic effort by bringing some good speakers around. It's always nice to learn from each other. And I think a lot of people come here and share new ideas, new concepts, new thoughts.
The two-day Indian Retail and eRetail Congress 2018 saw a power-packed lineup of sessions and an award ceremony that felicitated achievers in the entire retail gamut.
This is a very interesting picture that I picked up while I was sort of coming here. This is Indian eRetail Congress 2013.
So the two gentlemen on the screen are actually Mr. Amrish Murthy, who was previously with eBay and then he founded Pepperfry. And the other gentleman is Mr. Ajit Joshi, who was then the MD of Croma, and he was the first retailer in this country who had sort of taken baby steps to go omni-channel, and Croma had just started its e-store. And you know, when they both came and spoke on the panel, I realized one thing, that they were basically talking the same thing, but both were running on the same direction from different poles. And it was that point I realized I was talking to a different audience who wanted to be in the same nucleus, but I had to address them differently. And that was where the Indian Retail eRetail Congress was born. And for me, honestly, this was a game-changing. Their speech of 30 minutes actually made me see the whole world very differently. And I'm so glad to share what I had thought in 2013 when I both heard them on the stage has brought us to this point where Indian eRetail and Retail Congress has merged both these worlds of omni-channel and eRetail. So, you know, honestly, so this moment sort of made me realize that, you know, I was doing only half of what was required in this forum. And 5 years down today, I think I'm at least running in the right direction. I hope this will actually give you some great learnings and, more importantly, some reasons to come together and partner and collaborate to see your businesses becoming much bigger, and hopefully we'll be achieving those trillion-dollar goals that this country has set forward for us.
The event kicked off with an invigorating inaugural session with stalwarts from the retail industry sharing their insights and perspectives.
It's not so much about offline, online, omni-channel. It's always about the customer. And when I start thinking about the customer and start remembering Sam Walton's word that customer is the only boss, I think it is so true. Walmart continues to serve hundreds of millions of customers every week in 5 continents as well as 28 countries. And it is that intense customer focus that has kept us going despite various disruptions that have been happening globally. So it's important to go omni-channel, but it's important to keep the focus on the customer, keeps customer at the center, and discover what does omni-channel mean for your customer, and then accordingly plan.
This omni-channel blockchain concept, it really is new to me. And slowly and steadily, as I travel around the world, I want to run away from it. Because I feel that retailers like me cannot compete with omni-channel. E-commerce gives you discounts, gives you choices, which I don't know how to give. Some retailers internationally have been able to sort of contain this battle between online versus offline. Best Buy, if you have a quote and a genuine website of a price of an item that they have, they will price match. I don't know how to price match. I don't want to price match. And therefore, slowly and steadily, I'm realizing tech is a necessity. E-commerce is not a necessity. Internet is a necessity because slowly and steadily, I'm realizing this concept of O2O. Online versus offline, and offline versus online collaboration. I want to say a big thank you and a hooray to all the brick mortar guys, because keep the flag up, keep going forward, use technology, use digital, use channels that help customer getting a better experience. And the more you invest, the more you'll gain. Smile a lot, copy, don't be ashamed. Thank you.
The international convention aimed at bridging the gap between retail and e-retail. Vineet Gautam, CEO of Bestseller, spoke about creating stores that speak about your brand value and customer connect.
So Vineet, first of all, I think my question is, what gave you the confidence that it could be done in India?
So I think India is a large market, and the big challenge is that the perception is very, very different. I think when people sit outside the country, their perception of the country is so different, especially from a fashion sense. We still believe the consumer in India is not ready for Western fashion or fast fashion. But I think the time when we came in, the market was changing very dynamically. The consumers were really exposed. The digital space really helped us gain that momentum in the country. The idea was to see who the customer is, identify the gap, and fill the gap.
What was it in the early years that you understood about consumer behavior? And based upon that, did you feel the need to change your brand behavior, more engagement, more connect with the customer?
Globally, we are a large wholesale company where we sell from partners. We have shops which are run by partners. India is the opposite of it. We are a 100% retail company. We control the entire value chain right from the sourcing perspective till the time the consumer buys it, whether it's online or our own stores or our shop-in-shop. So I think while you come into the country, a large part of thought process has to be put on the strategy. What is that will work for here? What is the consumer wanting here? And I think if you get that right, it might be tough. You will have to keep changing it. But I think it took us 2 years, and the initial 2 years are the time when we didn't expand too much. So I think once you understand, you get the mantra right, and till the time you are not getting it right, redo it as much as you want. But once you have done it, then you need to have a mechanism in the organization built to copy and expand fast.
So, one sort of buzzword that has got very popular recently is building a community. So now, my question to you is, as bestseller, how do you understand or look at building a community both online as well as offline?
So I might differ a little bit on this community, because I think it's not something we focus. I think what we've focused all through our overall campaigns and everything is what is my customer. Whether it's our latest campaign with Ranveer Singh on Don't Hold Back, we definitely picked a community, but we picked a genre of the consumer which actually will be able to associate with the brand. So that's what our intent has been always.
With customer being the center of all operations, Suresh Narayanan from Nestle delivered a keynote address on improving the customer service paradigm.
The primary goal for all of us, whether you're in e-com or whether you're in brick and mortar or whether you're having a single outlet or multiple outlets, is customer first. That's really what you're all about. Whether you do it with a smile or whether you do it with a frown or whether you do it with laughter or you do it with crying, the fact of the matter is that your entire focus of whatever you're doing is on your customer, on whoever walks in through the door. Today's business between a retailer and consumer goods industry is not just about good human facets. It's also about professional competence. And professional competence is an essential dynamic of ensuring that you have a sustainable relationship over a period of time. Why am I reiterating it? Is because today, in the relationships that we form, we try to obviate some of these basic principles. And when we try and obviate some of these basic principles, we land ourselves up into deeper and deeper trouble, or into obfuscation, or into confusions, all of which can be quite easily avoided.
The next session saw Brian Bade, CEO of Reliance Digital, talk about transforming a business in this digital economy while keeping the traditional roots intact.
Well, But I will tell you that this is a very, I reject the premise, I guess, because basically it says, how would a traditional brick and mortar retailer become omni-channel? But then the other question that we're seeing evolve now is, how does a traditionally online player also become brick and mortar? And I think really the question that we have to ask ourselves at Reliance Digital, and that we are asking ourselves, is what is retail going to look like in the future, and what is the value you're going to bring to the customer? And this isn't a new debate. I mean, do whatever you want to do, but really the pursuit that we're undertaking, and not just online. I mean, like I said, we have not managed this even in our stores. The pursuit that we're undertaking is, how do we get what's right for you, and how do we show you that you don't know as much as you think, because we want to enlighten your future, or to bring you into the newer technologies so that it works for you. Because I think that online has played its game, but they now have to figure out that price and selection and convenience is not enough in this type of space, and they also are going to have to deliver a better experience if they want to be able to compete in the long term for our customers. And ultimately, that's how I see it.
Why I really liked IRC was because they have a platform for people from various industries to really come about and share their experiences or share their thoughts towards the various problems you have or the benefits you have in your certain industries. And I believe for even young entrepreneurs who really want to establish themselves in the market, they should really look at an option with IRC, which comes on an annual basis, so that they can really flourish and understand from the who's and who's from the industry, or how the Indian industry works about for.
On the other side, we get you the winners of the Franchise India Retail and eRetail Awards 2018. Omni-channel retail is the way to go for big giants, and that's what the next session highlighted. Vasant Kumar from Lifestyle International talked about the retail leadership readiness for Omni Revolution.
Today we have launched individual formats through lifestyle stores, through Max Fashion, to Home Center. Every concept has its own application, own set of customers. Through that, we believe it's easier to migrate to a truly omni-channel way of retailing, rather than creating another brand name and trying to create a separate so-called closed marketplace. Also, over 40% of our purchases will be influenced digitally. The ROPO, which people talk about, is going to become bigger and bigger. Customers will definitely browse, understand before they step into the store. So it's important to be very serious in e-commerce, then only we'll be able to address the customer's needs. So this is what our strategy is about: building a strong omni-channel platform, building our brick and mortar brands into omni-channel brands through various set of digital initiatives. Thank you.
With the mall culture in India being at its helm, the great debate was all about what is the next big idea for our malls.
How do you sort of make sure that the success of the mall happens when the whole infrastructure is played out from a big mindset?
For the success of any retail, footfall is very important, and right kind of footfall.
Yes.
So the another one which we saw in our immediate development is the corporates and the hospitality district. Anywhere when we go out, we look at immediate neighborhood where we can get into the retail. So that becomes the obvious choice for everybody who is staying in these five-star hotels. To begin with, not only with us, I feel that in all the mixed-use developments, it's a big challenge to start with the retail.
Right.
Because majority of the areas are food-centric. You need footfall. We all look for convenience. And from that perspective, I think these places are bound to be a great success in the future.
I think a related topic here, what I wanted to mention was that from a mall's perspective, adoption of technology is critical. So when we're talking about, let's say, retail, right, the way it is not good enough.
Right.
There is one side which not our expertise, which is the in-store experience and so on. So like when you launch a new mall like Chanakya, it's an experience where you want to participate, right? And that is the the inherent beauty of retail commerce that's going to live on for a very long time.
I think it's always better for the brand to do it than the mall, because the mall is not in this for altruistic purposes. The mall is in it for what's in it for us. I may have just the one store of Nike and I want everybody to come to this store. It does not benefit me as a mall to have someone go to X, Y, Z places to get the same brand. But for the brand, for Nike, it's important that the customer buys Nike over something else. So it's much better for the brand to go in for something like this than for the mall to go in for something like this.
To be able to guide and to also lead the footfall better, the situation has changed quite dramatically. So in the past, so in the early days when the first malls opened here in India, so when in Europe we didn't have that many malls, so it was the case that the footfall was automatically coming. So due to the fact it was new, you have plenty of opportunities, so but the situation changes. So also here in India, kind of every month, every quarter at least, more and more malls are opening, so competition is getting tougher. So this is with respect to malls. With respect to retail formats in the city, it's the same. And also online is becoming more and more kind of important for everybody.
The next session delved into the minds of the millennial consumer, a keynote talking about a cashless society and its transformational impact.
They're more and more merging, or sort of kind of a happy marriage between the two terms, mobile and retailers. You cannot kind of isolate each of the other in anymore. A lot of payment options now become more available in the retail sectors by using a mobile devices as or a mobile wallet. So these are something that has been happening in Asia, and then this also bring more opportunities and also challenges to retailers who try to continue to meet up the needs and expectations of those consumers they are serving. When we talk about the retailing environment, not only we see kind of developments in the mobile point of sales or POS devices, but a lot of unattended machines nowadays. You can see that in the old days we would talk about kiosks, but nowadays there are lots of kind of automated unmanned vending machines and or cashier cash out machines in market like supermarket in States, in Australia, and it also start in China.
There's a good, healthy exchange of ideas. Different people come together for at different points of time, in different parts of the problem. People are early or late, and everybody gets to learn from each other. For example, for offline retail, we are relatively new, so there is a lot for us that we can learn from offline retailers in the space. Whereas in online retailer, we have been there for a number of years, so we are happy to share our learnings. So I think it's a mutual exchange and learning.
It was now time to honor the best in the retail and e-retail industry, an award ceremony that celebrated exemplary work in this sector. Under the category CEO of the Year, the winner is Vineet Gautam, CEO, Bestseller Fashion India. Under the category E-Retailer of the Year, the winner is Tata Click. Under the category Best Shopping Mall of the Year National, the winner is DLF the Chanakya. Under the category Best Retail Design Indian Lubricant Market, the winner is ExxonMobil. Under the category Debutant E-Retailer of the Year, The winner is Hats Off Accessories. Under the category Best Innovation in E-commerce Payment, the winner is Avenues India. Under the category Large Format Retailer of the Year, the winner is Max Retail Division Lifestyle International.
We constantly hear that, okay, we're not given a chance. And I think everybody is great. I've been given great support in the past 3 years by men, by women, by everybody. And I feel giving us this chance to represent our startup in such a big platform, we feel honored. And we feel that this is an opportunity to grow even further. And we hope that we reach all our targets in the next 5 years and make Hats Off Accessories a wide brand that's available pan-India and also globally.
Retail Awards is a very good concept. We are a retailer, and if any retailer in the nation is awarded, he's recognized, so he'll feel special. So it's a good thing. Initially, I started my career 10 years back. I was in the jewelry sector. In 2011, I came into Raymond's, and that time it was a smaller store. Then I expanded it. As I told you, it became the world's largest Raymond store.
It's really great to get this award from IReC because this stands as a testimonial for all our efforts in retail branding in India. Because retail business as such, lubricant business as such, is quite a dynamic one, quite a cluttered one. And getting this award for being closer to our customers, staying at the top of their mind, is a great achievement for us. And we are really thankful to IReC for recognizing us on this platform.
Partnered by Times Influence.